These are some examples of integer data type. Integer x is equal to -5. I have not mentioned here signed or unsigned. So it is understood that this variable is signed variable. As I mentioned earlier, when we do not use signed or unsigned keyword along with a data type, then it is understood that the data type is a signed data type. This variable x will support positive as well as negative values because it is a signed variable, signed integer. I have assigned -5 value to this variable x, so it's a correct statement. In the next example, unsigned integer y. Therefore, it must support the positive values only because unsigned integer supports the positive values only. But I have written -5 here. I have assigned -5 to an unsigned integer variable y. So it will be an incorrect operation because I cannot assign a negative value to an unsigned number. It must be written like unsigned integer y is equal to 5. Here 5 is a positive value, so y being unsigned integer will support a positive value. So it's a correct statement. As a result of this statement, inside memory 2 bytes will be allocated to the variable x and this value -5 will be placed inside the memory cell which is allocated to x variable. On the other hand, unsigned integer y variable will also consume 2 bytes in memory. This is the variable name y and the value of y, which is 5, is placed inside the memory location or memory cell which is allocated to y variable. Now the question is, why there are so many data types? It could be integer only. Then why do we use short and long data types? It actually depends on the requirements of user, that which type of data and how much data the user wants to store in the variable. In order to store 10, a simple integer value 10, I will use simple integer or short data type because this is a very small value and 2 bytes are more than sufficient to store this small value. But if I have to store a phone number or an account number in a variable, then integer x will be incapable of storing the phone number or an account number. In this case, I will use long data type because it supports larger values. And here is the answer of when to use long data type. In this example, I have declared x as long x and has assigned this account number which contains 16 digits. And in order to store these 16 digits, I have the only option of long data type. Neither short data type will support this number nor will the integer data type support this long digit value. Now if I use long data type to store this small value 10, then what is the drawback of storing this small value in long variable? As the long data type consumes 4 bytes in memory, and if I store 10 in 4 bytes, then it will consume 2 bytes in memory. As it is a very small value, so it will consume maximum 2 bytes in memory. And what about the other 2 bytes? They will be wasted in memory, and this wastage makes a program inefficient. It affects the performance of program. So the user must use the data types very carefully so that neither their programs run slowly nor the memory is wasted. Now let's discuss float data type. Different data types used for floating point numbers. Floating point numbers are fractional numbers. For example, 10.5, 6.8, 7.1112, etc. In order to store fractional values or the values having decimal numbers, we use float data type. And float data type has further three subtypes: float, which consumes 4 bytes in memory; double, which takes 8 bytes in memory; and long double, which consumes 10 bytes in memory. The fractional numbers are stored in memory in two parts: mantissa and exponent. The mantissa part is value of the number and exponent is the power to which the number is raised. For example, if I want to store this number in exponential notation, then it will be written as 2.45634 multiplied by 10 raised to power 5. In this example, this value is mantissa and 10 raised to power 5 is exponent. This value will be stored in first part of memory cell and the power value or the exponent value will be stored in the second part of this cell. In the C language, this exponential notation will be written like this: mantissa and small e5 or capital E5. For example, in C language, 10 raised to power 5 will be written as small e5 or capital E5. And if the exponent value is negative, such as 10 raised to power minus 5, then it will be stored like E minus 5 or capital E minus 5. Here I have provided some other examples. If I want to store 10.6 value, which is a floating point value, or I can say it is a fractional value, then I will require float data type. In this example, I have used float keyword, float data type, to store this fractional value into the variable y. It is because this is a small fractional value and I don't need to use double or long double data types for this small fractional value. Inside memory, it will look like this. 4 bytes of memory will be allocated to y variable. This is the name of variable y and value will be stored inside this memory cell. If I use long double data type to store this small fractional value, then what will happen? 10 bytes will be allocated to long double variable, which is z variable, and this small fractional value will consume maximum 4 bytes of memory. And what about the remaining 6 bytes of memory? This memory will be wasted and it will affect the performance of my program. So you should select data types very carefully, because memory storage will be wasted if you choose larger data type to store smaller values. Now let's move to the third primitive data type, which is character data type. Character data type is used to store character values, and the character values are written inside single quotation marks. For example, capital A inside single quotation marks, small b inside single quotation marks, 1 and this special symbol. All these are the types of characters because they are written inside single quotation marks. The proper syntax of declaring a character variable is char char. This keyword is used to represent character data type. Then comes the name of variable, the name of character variable ch, and it holds the value small a. A character variable may be a signed character and unsigned character. In both cases, it requires 1 byte in memory. Signed character supports the value of characters from -129 to +127. In case of unsigned character, the values stored in unsigned character may range from 0 to 255. An important feature of character data type is that we can perform mathematical operations on character values, such as addition operation, subtraction operation, comparison operation, etc. In order to see how do we perform mathematical operations on character data type, we must have known ASCII codes. The term ASCII codes. ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. ANSI is a character encoding standard which has set standard codes for all characters. For example, here I have provided some characters along with their ASCII codes. For example, ASCII code of small a is 97, then B's ASCII code is 98, then 99, 100. This series continue till Z. Small y's ASCII code is 121 and then small z ASCII code is 122. It means small a starts from 97 and 1 is added to the next ASCII codes till we end at Z. In case of capital ABC, the ASCII code of capital A is 65, then the ASCII code of B will be 65 plus 1, which is 66, and next ASCII code will be 66 plus 1, 67, up to so on. Capital Y's ASCII code is 89 and Z's is 90. Similarly, the ASCII code of 1 is 49, 49 plus 1, 50, which is ASCII code of 2, 51 is ASCII code of 3, and so on. So integer values from 1 to 9 starts from 49 and ends at 57. And these ASCII codes are used at the time of arithmetic operations.